Okay, so don't forget you have a top and a bottom, a left and a right, and a front and a back. So you should double everything. Okay, so this will be 112. This will be 192. Is that right? And this one will be 168. Then we'll add them all up. What's the total? 472. Okay, good. Then the next one, you find the surface area of the cylinder. So we'll start by writing the formula: 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Remember what they stand for. Then substitute in with the numbers you need. Go. Make sure you use the radius and not the diameter. $90 pi?
Yeah.
Questions? Make sure you use the radius of 3. Square it first, and squaring is 3 times 3, not 3 times 2. Okay, so right here at this point, that's 3 times 3. Okay, C. Find the surface area removed by the hole. So what was removed? In order to go through the cylinder, what would you have to take off of this end? The circle. In order to go through the rectangular prism, what would you have to take off? Another circle. What about the other end? In order to go through the cylinder, what would you have to take off? Circle. And in order to go through the rectangular prism, what would you need to take off? Another circle. So altogether, what shapes were removed? 4 circles. Okay. So find it. Area 4 pi r squared. Right? 4 circles would be 4 times a circle. So for the total surface area, you have 472 plus 90 pi, but then you have to subtract what was removed, 36 pi. Now, since we have 2 different shapes, not just cylinders, let's go to a decimal. So you need to do, this is the only step you should be using a calculator for, right? The other stuff wasn't necessarily a calculator. Sure, it helped you out a bit if you really wanted to. But go ahead, use your calculator, get me a decimal answer. Let's round to 2 decimals. So final answer, 641.65 meters squared. Okay, so round to 2 decimals, round to the nearest hundredth, 641.65. Okay. Thumbs up, down in the middle. Yes.
How did you get 4 circles? I was like 2 or more.
Okay. I'll show you. So 192 pi, 7 meters squared. Make sure you're not just copying down what I'm doing. Make sure you're doing your own work as well. Just come look up for a check. Okay, then go back and try it yourself. Look up and check, try it yourself. But just copying it right down from the overhead is not going to help you learn one bit. Okay, and you're just going to end up crying. So try it yourself so your brain does some thinking rather than just copying. Okay, find the surface area of the square prism now. Go for it. Imagine they were separate. Find the surface area. Okay, 192 pi for the cylinder, 138 centimeters squared for the square prism. Notice you got to pay attention to the dimensions. Only if it's a square, and only if it's a square can you multiply by 4 because of the 4 same rectangles. You can't do that all the time. Okay, so don't get tricked by that and do it every single time you find a rectangular prism. Okay. Now again, for the square hole, how many squares are you removing? 4. Okay, 4 squares. Okay. So that would be 3 times 3 times 4. 9 times 4, 36. Okay. Total surface area then, add them together. 192 pi plus 138 pi. And then we have to remove the tops and the bottoms. Okay, go to your calculator, find an answer. Okay, round to 2 decimals. Okay, so there's the surface area of the 2 cylinders. Okay, first one's 414 pi. Hands up if you got that. Good. Second one, 322.5. Hands up if you got that. No, did I screw up? Okay, let me double. Which one? Oh, right. I see now. This is more not a. The hole doesn't go all the way through. It's like a coffee cup. Okay, so a little bit different for sure. So this is 12. So this would be, what's this one then? 180. Okay. Add them together. $292.5. Okay. Okay, well that's really interesting then, isn't it? So what are we going to do with the next question? Looking at our shape, what does that mean? Taylor? 3? Why 3? Where would they be? Yeah, so 2 up here. Why? But if you subtract it, then like there's a hole there, isn't there? Wouldn't your coffee cup leak then? Okay. What you have to understand that this, like if drawing 3D, there is a circle there. It's just really hard to draw. Okay. So if I look at, do I have a coffee cup? Oh, kind of do. Well, let's just take this for example. This is exactly what we have. Is there a circle on the bottom? There is, right? So there's one here for the outside cylinder. There's also one on the inside cylinder. Okay, so you wouldn't, all you do, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so all you do is just take away the top from both of them. Okay, and only the size of the small shape, right? Yeah, the 2 circles from the top. Okay, so you wouldn't have to have a bottom on the cup from both of them. Alright? Which is kind of different because we haven't seen that before. So it's actually increasing the surface area because on the bottom, this one's got to be included now. If anyone can figure out why it's asking me that question, I'll buy you a donut. Okay. So surface area of the removed pieces would be 2 circles. Area equals 2 pi r squared, or just find 1 and then multiply by 2. What's the top circle? So it's going to be a radius of 7.5. Okay. Okay, then find the total surface area. Because they all have pi, we can leave it in terms of pi as our final answer. So really we're just adding and subtracting the numbers in front to tell us how many pi's there are. Oops. 594 pi.